Today is Sunday. I just want to share a message with you guys before I go to church today. And I prayed last night and I asked the Spirit, what do I pray about? What do I speak about? What it is that someone needs to hear this morning. And I feel like they need to hear. Um, I prayed and I came up with the book of Corinthians. The Spirit told me to Corinthians 1, the book 1. And I'm reading here Corinthians 14:13. Okay? It says here, if I speak, first of all, it says love is indispensable. So I'm talking about love. What is love? So many of us use the word love today, and we really do not know the true meaning of the word love. So I was disturbed. Anyway, let me go back to what I was saying, okay, about love. Love is a gift that God gives us to share with each other. But for some reason, people use love in the wrong way in life. So I'm going to read a few passages so you guys can understand what love is, or what the real meaning of love is supposed to be, not what we think it is. It says here, if I speak in tongue of men, of angels, but do not love, I am only a renouncing gong or clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can foretell all mystery and all knowledge, and if I have faith and I can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all possessions to the poor and give over my body for hardship, that I may boast, but do not have love, I am nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love do not envy. Love does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoice in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hope, always preserve. Love never fails. But when there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know a part we are prophesied in part. But when complete, and basically I feel like it's saying, like, when you know what love is, you take part in the goodness of that, right? You do not rejoice in the negative things, you know, as you would if you know what true love means. So if you see someone is doing the wrong thing, you rebuke them, basically. If you really love someone, you're kind to them, you're honest with them. You do not make up things just to be close to them. You don't get angry if someone did the wrong stuff. You tell them how you feel and then you let it go. If you think about the world we're living in today, people, I see a lot of people doing the wrong thing, using love to get profit, money, vanity, using love to do sinful stuff, to cheat on their spouse, to rob a friend, to take away, just to get what they need, basically the vanity of the world, just to get things in this world. And that is not what God intended love to be. And it saddens me to know that we're actually living that way. And it makes no sense if you gain everything in the world. And it says that if you gain everything in the world but you do not have love in your heart, then you really are not doing God's work. If you give all your clothes to someone, yet you don't have love for people in general, how are you doing God work? You're not. So I just want to let you guys know today that, love is the most powerful gift that God has given to us. It's abundant and it will last forever. Love is something that you cannot eat. There's no price on love. Even though people put price on love, they're really not. True love, genuine love requires nothing tangible. It requires nothing tangible. Love is something spiritual. Love is something you can give to someone without expecting a tangible gift back. And because of that, I think that alone should make you want to be a more better person. Be a better person. I don't understand how people say they love you and they deceive you. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they say I love you. When love's supposed to be kind, caring, it doesn't boast, it doesn't envy. There's people, like I say, around you, family and friends will say, oh, they love you, but yet they're waiting for your downfall. When God created love, He did it. He even showed us He loved us by sending His Son here on earth to die for our sins, so we can be reborn and live in a better spiritual place. But yet, we're still doing the same thing. And there's a lot of people in the world that's following the scriptures right now, and there's a lot of people that's not. And I think it's because a lot of people has lost the faith. They lost the faith because our science is like to come up with things to prove that there's not a higher being, there's not a God, there's a scientific way, we came from monkeys, and all these weird stuff they try to come up with. And still they haven't got the total proof of that, because there will never be a proof that God does not exist, because He does exist. And for you to try to prove something doesn't exist, that you can't even prove, like, if it don't exist, how can you prove it does exist? Because in a lot of people's eyes, I mean, they say seeing is believing. For me, seeing is believing. I believe the opposite. Believing is seeing. If you believe in something enough, then you can see it. I have seen miracles in my life and other people's lives. So if someone tried to convince me that God, does not exist, then it would not work for me. That's what I'm saying. For each his own. Everyone does find God in their own time. And I pray that we as humans start using love in a better way than we've been using love. We're using love to hurt, deceit, and lie, and that's not the intention of God. And when you do those things, you actually pay a price. A lot of times people do wickedness to their family, they cheat, they do all these things, and they think they get away with it. Yet for a moment it may look like you got away with it, but God always gives us the opportunity to change, to recant from the things we have done, and become new. So if you had did those things in the past, you can still start over. You can ask for forgiveness. If you ask for forgiveness and you don't do it again, it's basically a new page. My dad always said turn a new page all the time. And that's exactly what you do. When you ask for forgiveness and you don't do what you said you did before, then you actually turn a new page. And if you do that, God will bless you and He will help you to overcome those sinful things that you're doing. But to use love, to be unkind, it never ends up in a good place. I have known many people in the past that claim they love someone and they did all these deceitful things. And in the end, it didn't prosper them one bit. Those are the same people that had to come back and apologize for all the wrong they did to that person, because from that day forward, their life was never the same. When you deceive good people, nothing good comes out of it. You end up more broken, and you end up paying 10 times the price that you paid, for what you did to that person. So it doesn't pay to be a thief, a liar, an adulterer, whatever. It doesn't pay. So I'm telling you today, if you're the person that's using love as a crutch to deceive someone out of money, out of whatever profit it is, if it's a place to stay, sexual pleasure, whatever it is, and truly from your heart you do not love that someone, cast that out. Cast that spirit out. Ask God to remove that spirit and create a new spirit in you, where you can actually become a better person. Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up paying the price for the deceitfulness that you're causing. The pain that you will cause that someone in the future, it's going to be 10 times worse for you. And you're going to be in this circle. Your life will be like a circle. You're going to be repeating the same pattern with different people. And then one day when you realize what is happening to me, that's when it's going to hit you and say, oh my goodness, I wish I was a better person. I wish I didn't do this. All the deceitful things you're doing, you're digging a pit for yourself. Okay? You're not deceiving anyone. You're deceiving yourself realistically, because if you keep doing the things you're doing, you're just digging a pit of misery, a pit of unjustful things that in the future you yourself can't even dig yourself out of. You ever see someone dig a hole? When you dig a hole, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You get lower and lower and lower and lower. If you're the one digging the hole and throwing it up, that's exactly what you're doing. And you're doing that with your soul. So the deeper and deeper you get, it's going to be hard and harder for you to get up. And because of that, you're creating a whirlpool of sinfulness for yourself. And to climb back up that ladder is going to be 10 times harder than the person that you gave it to. So because of that, I ask whoever this message gets to, whoever plays this message, if you're that person that's creating, or you know someone that's using love in a sinful way, be a kind friend, be a good person, and let them know that what they're doing is wrong and they will pay a price for it. You know, it says in the Bible, if you're a brother, sister, keeper. If you're a brother, sister, keeper, that means you tell the person when they're doing the wrong thing. You don't sit there and watch, because you also going to pay the price. Because you're going to be questioned for that. If you know that someone is doing the wrong thing and you know and you don't say anything, then you're not serving God. If you say you're a Christian, if you got reborn and all, and a lot of people like to say they got reborn and still doing the wrong stuff. It doesn't mean you're perfect. You're not going to make mistakes. But you can't get reborn and watch people do the wrong thing and talk behind their back and criticize them and not tell them they're doing the wrong thing, because that's not being a Christian, a true Christian. If you see someone doing the wrong thing and you care and you love them the way you say you do, because when you do God's work, you're telling him, that's the love that you're showing him that he gave you. He gave you that knowledge and power to use love to help someone, and you don't do it, then you're not really doing God's work. So whoever this message get to, like I said, be that person to help your friend, help your neighbor, help your sister, your brother. Let them know what they're doing is wrong. Acknowledge it. Love is a kind gesture. Like the Bible says, it does not boast, it doesn't envy, it doesn't keep, track of what's wrong and what's right, but it does what's just. Love does justice. Love gives the truth. It tells the truth. It holds on to the truth no matter what. And sometimes you tell the truth and people still don't believe you. But guess what? If you're really telling the truth, it will prevail in the end. And God is going to open up that window to show that you were telling the truth. And the person who didn't believe you, are going to have to pay a price for that, because you were telling the truth. Where there's the truth, you can't cover up the truth. You can try to cover up a lie, but you can't cover up the truth, which that's what people do a lot of times. So if you know someone that's using love in an ungodly way, please tell them to stop. Stop using God love to hurt each other. This is not his intention. He did not create us to use the word love to deceive, lie, cheat, and scam out people out of whatever it is you're trying to do. Self-pleasure. Stop. Today is, like I said, Sunday. I don't know what part of the world is going to play this message, but I just want to say that I hope you have a blessed morning. If you're having a blessed evening or a blessed night, may God watch over you. May He continue to bless you and your family. May you rejoice in knowing the God that I know and the God that I serve, how wonderful He is. And everything that He said He's going to do, He will do. Everyone has to pay a price. And we all pay a price for our own sins. You can love someone, you can tell them all the right things, and if they still go the wrong path, they still have to pay the price for their sins. So be kind and loving to each other. Show each other love. Like the Bible says, to do all the things in the world, to be godly but not love, it's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. So use love to heal instead of hurt. May this message find the person or persons in need to get to. May God continue to bless you. You have a great day. Bye.